أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. We thank Allah, we praise Him, we beseech His mercies and blessings on His noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his household, his companions, and those who tread his path till the day of reckoning. Ameen. Inshallah, this morning we are going to be looking into Tafsir Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's begin with Bismillah. What does it mean? Literally, it means with the name of Allah. But there are some statements, or let me say some words, phrase that are removed. For example, if you want to read the Quran and you say Bismillah, what does that mean? The real meaning of Bismillah is Aqra'u Bismillah. I'm reading with the name of Allah. But the Aqra'u Mahdhuf is not stated, is not said. If you want to slaughter it in Sunnah, we are required to say what? Bismillah, Wallahu Akbar, right? It means Azbahu Bismillah. If you want to enter the Al-Khala, Bayt Al-Khala, the restroom, what do we say? Bismillah. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubth wal-khaba'ith. So I'm entering with the name of Allah. So virtually everything that we do, all our actions must begin with the name of Allah. Litabarruk, because we want to use that to seek Allah's blessings on that thing we're doing. So everything we do as Muslims, we must know that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will achieve success. Without Allah, there is no success. So that is the meaning of Bismillah, with the name of Allah. It has connection with whatever we are doing, whatever we are calling the name of Allah upon. Bismillah Aqra, Bismillah Arkab. If you want to enter your car and begin driving, what do we say? Bismillah. It means with the name of Allah, I'm what? I'm entering the car, I want to drive. So it has to do with everything we are doing. So that is, now Allah, let's take the kalima, Allah. Many a times we just Allah, Allah. What does it mean? Allah huwa al-ismul ghanish ani ta'rif. It's a name that is not, it does not require definition because it is defined on its own. When you say Allah, everybody knows that who are you talking about? Someone that is supreme. Allah. If we want to say the meaning in English, there's nothing we could say than to say God. Right? Because that's the English meaning. So Allah is very popular. It does not require definition because it is something that is often said all the time. And it is the name for Allah Azza wa Jal, Al-Khaliq, the one who created every one of us. Al-Hayyu alladhi la yamut, the one who is alive, who will never die. And no one is bearing this name with Allah. No one is bearing Allah from amongst His creations with Allah. Some scholars argue that it does not have etymology, that Allah does not have where it comes from, the beginning of the root word. Why some said it has. Wallahu alam as-sahih is that it has. And it comes from the word alaha. Alaha ya'la'u. That is to worship. Uluhatan ilahatan. That's the masdar. So, Allah means al-ma'lu, the one who is worshipped. Al-ma'bud, the one who deserves to be worshipped. That's the meaning of the kalima Allah. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He uses in the Quran, sometimes for Himself. Ilah. Right? Kul a'udhu. Is it that place? Kul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas. Okay? So Ilah is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who deserves to be worshipped. Now we said Ilah bima'na al-ma'bud. And it does not come with the wazn of maf'ul. Sometimes in Arabic language, anything that is not all the time, that a word comes in the picture of maf'ul before we can say it is something that is acted upon. Like firash. Firash. Abu Dawud, what's the meaning of firash? Al-firash. Yeah. Sheikh Abu Zakaria. Al-firash. سرير. هكذا. Now, والفراش بمعنى المفروش. It is called firash because it is something that we sleep on, like we sleep on it. So, firash does not come in the picture of mafrush, but in the real meaning, it is what is slept on. So, what I want to bring out there is ilah does not come in the picture of ma'lu, but the real meaning is ma'bud, ma'lu, the one who we worship. So, the meaning of Allah Azza wa Jal is that is the only one who deserves to be worshipped. And lastly, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The definition I will use is this definition of our scholar, Al-Imam Ibn Al-Qayyim, rahmatullahi alayh. May Allah be pleased with him. He said, Ar-Rahman, the word Ar-Rahman, Dalun ala sifat al-qahima bihi subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a name that is discussing or that is given the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is peculiar to Allah. Okay? It's attributing, it's like an attribute. Ar-Rahman is like an attribute to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is peculiar to him. War-Rahim, Rahim dalun ala ta'alluqiha bil-marhum. It is the name that is having connection with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is having mercy upon. Like Ar-Rahman is an attribute of Allah. Okay? Ar-Rahim, it has to do with something that's, that attribute of mercy. That we say Allah is merciful. Ar-Rahim has to do with who does he show his mercy to? The servant, right? His creation. So it has connection with Al-Marhum, the one who the mercy is shown to. Ar-Rahman is attribute of Allah. Ar-Rahim is the action of Allah to his servant, to his creation. So in a nutshell, because of time, I wouldn't want us to waste much of our time. Ar-Rahman, from the definition of scholar and from what Al-Imam Ibn Al-Qayyim, we can check it. We can go to the book called Bada'i'ul Fawaid. Bada'i'ul Fawaid, volume 1, page 24. So we can check what he said. But the summary of what he said is Ar-Rahman is an attribute of Allah that shows that Rahmatuhu wasi'ah. His mercy is so, so enormous, so great that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is attributed with the mercy. Is so merciful. Have a great mercy. But Ar-Rahim he uses the mercy he has to show a servant. So Ar-Rahim is fi'il, the action of Allah. Ar-Rahman is what? As-sifa. I just want us to get the Ar-Rahman is sifa, attribute of Allah. Ar-Rahim is action of Allah. He uses the attribute of being merciful to show his servant his mercy. So Ar-Rahim, Al-Fi'il, Ar-Rahman, As-Sifa. وَبِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا. So Ar-Rahman is his attribute, that he has a lot of mercy with it.
Ar-Rahim is a special one for the believers.
Rahman al-Dunya, Rahim al-Akhirah.
Yes, so some scholars also have that definition. So that Ar-Rahman is, he cares for everyone. Mu'minun, kafirun, mushrikun in this earth. That is why you see some mushrikun having money, having material things, and the mu'minun do not have. Ar-Rahman, even our sight, our tongue, everything is rahmah of Allah. So Ar-Rahman, Rahmanul Dunya, it cares for everyone on the surface of the head. Rahimul Akhirah, but it specifically cares for those who are believers on the day of Qiyamah. That's another definition. But in a nutshell, the one I gave about Ibn Al-Qayyim says that Ar-Rahman means attribute of Allah. Ar-Rahim means the action of Allah. Inshallah, we're going to start here and continue from here tomorrow. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika shalla ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.